71. Dear Kiddo, take my hand into darkness. Gallery madness in the case of the vanishing director. The gallery was cursed. I'm convinced of it. Not in a spooky haunted mansion kind of way, but in the way that attracts pure chaos like a magnet. If you could imagine a place that combined the dysfunction of a reality show with the emotional volatility of a middle school cafeteria, you'd be close. And at the center of this catastrophe was Dirk, the owner, a man whose hobbies included drug abuse, emotional manipulation, and systematically turning his employees against each other like some sort of sadistic puppet master. This was why I'd left the gallery the first time around. I didn't sign up for emotional gladiator school, but money was tight, and Dirk, in a moment of humbling desperation, begged me to come back. So there I was, back in the madhouse, trying to keep it from burning to the ground. But Dirk was back to his usual games of divide and conquer. I should have known better. If I didn't have enough insanity at home dealing with Mom, Dirk was certainly making up for it at work. He insisted on taking on artists we all knew wouldn't sell. It was almost as if he wanted the gallery to fail. Maybe he did. Maybe this was all just an elaborate cry for help. But I wasn't getting paid enough to be his therapist. To make matters worse, the last director, the one who'd been hired in my absence, vanished in Mexico. I wish I was making this up. He'd been found running naked through the halls of a hospital infamous for organ harvesting. Apparently, his public nudity saved his kidneys, because they deported him back to the U.S. faster than you can say medical malpractice. The gallery's reputation was in the toilet, and I was the lucky soul tasked with pulling it out. I was starting to think that maybe getting fired was the best thing that could happen to me. And then the lawsuit hit, because of course it did. About a year prior, a woman had come into the gallery, recognized an artist, and ran, yes, ran, into the main hall, which had a dropped living room. Down she went, hard. I saw it happen in slow motion, like a cartoon character slipping on a banana peel. I rushed to help her, and she assured me she was fine. Then she went to urgent care and, surprise, surprise, found out she'd fractured her hip. That's when the ambulance-chasing lawyers pounced. They had a case, too. The owner had remodeled the gallery without a permit, removing handrails and safety features, like he was actively trying to win a lawsuit. Our defense? We had yellow tape on the stairs. Their argument? The very nature of an art gallery is to distract people from watching their step. And they were right. Who watches their feet when they're staring at overpriced abstract blobs on canvas? To make matters worse, they knew Dirk was mentally checked out, which is why they wanted to depose me. Me, the guy who had nothing to do with the remodels, who just wanted a paycheck, and who definitely didn't want to play scapegoat for Dirk's disaster. Refused. I had enough chaos in my life without adding legal drama to the mix. So Dirk fired me. I'd like to say I was surprised, but honestly, I was relieved. Good riddance. Let him deal with his lawsuit. I was out. I didn't need that kind of stress in my life. Not with Mom spiraling into her own emotional tailspin. The only downside? He fired me on the same day that Mom and I had scheduled our first couples counseling session. Nothing says therapeutic mindset like losing your job and your sanity on the same day. The timing couldn't have been worse. But at least I was free of the gallery. I just hoped I'd be free of lawsuits, too.